Good afternoon. I'm Mark Overland, Master Gardener with the Arapahoe County Extension Service, and I'm here with Claire Mattoon at the Bemis Public Library in Littleton. And today we set up 4 planters with annual seeds, and we're here to discuss planting methods and ideas for planting seeds and what to expect from this kind of gardening adventure. Planter gardening is really a good way to start your gardening experience. It's a small area to take care of, and you can try a lot of different things depending on the growing conditions you have available, and it doesn't take much to get started. They're easier to take care of, doesn't require a lot of digging in the garden, in the yard, and there are a number of options for the kinds of plants you may choose to grow, and they include flowers as well as vegetables. The size of planter that you might choose all depends on the area that you have to work with. Keep in mind that if you are going to go move your planters out of the weather in the winter time, you want to avoid heavy crockery. In addition, heavy crockery can often crack if the soil freezes and expands. So we recommend plastic containers that are easier to move around and maintain. As to the size, again, it depends on the area you have available to work with and your budget. The other major consideration is how much light is your little container going to get every day. If you've got full sun, which is basically 8 hours of sun a day or more, then you have a whole option of sun-loving plants to choose from. You'll have most success in that case with vegetables and late blooming or late maturing vegetables and flowers. So if you were to do a little patio tomato plant, you're going to have much better success with a long sunny day. If you have shadier conditions, there are all kinds of shade-loving plants, coleus and others, and even lettuces that will grow in shadier conditions. So look at your seed packet. It will describe the kind of conditions that your plant requires. And keep in mind that if you're starting from seed, you will not really have anything mature for about 60 days. So while the advantage of going to the gardening store and buying seed, packets of flowers get you an instant garden, your selection, the type and variety of seeds to choose from may be limited. Whereas with seeds, there's a tremendous variety of seeds and colors and varieties to choose from, which makes it a lot of fun. But again, you want to sow your seeds according to the directions on the packet. Some seeds germinate with light, so you need to just sprinkle them on the surface. Others need dark, and some seeds don't care. So you, again, look at the seed packet and do a little research online, and you'll get all the proper instructions for successful germination. You want to overplant so that you have more seedlings than plants that you need. Not all of them will germinate, and some that germinate will fail and not be as vigorous as other seedlings. So you let Mother Nature take its course and let the seedlings mature, and then thin them out after the second set of leaves appear. And then you'll get a sense of what's doing well and what's not, and you make your decisions from there. Keep in mind that plants need space, so you can put a lot of seedlings in, but you may have to be pretty ruthless when it comes to thinning things out to leave plants leave room for mature plants. As to watering, the plants will talk to you if they show a little signs of wilt or their leaves get a little gray or a little droopy. You'll want to keep them well watered. Make sure you have good drainage for the planters so that water can escape from the bottom of the pot. If they have too much water, they literally drown because they do not have oxygen. In order to have successful gardening, the ideal soil is 25% water, 25% air, and the remainder being the soil particulates and so forth. Before you select your seeds, consider the space that you have and the size of the planter and the effect that you are after. If you're going to grow some vine plants, you're going to need some sort of support. It can be a trellis, it can be, you can put your planter against the wall and have some sort of lattice work against the wall, or you can set up little bamboo poles in a teepee fashion, and that gives the climbers, the pole beans, the morning glories, all the wonderful flowering bean plants, the opportunity to climb and get up so that you can see the blossoms. That includes peas and sweet peas as well. If you are doing a larger planting and you're going to only be looking at one side, you may want to plant taller plants in the back, shorter plants in front of those, and then smaller plants at the very front edge. It's also fun to have trailing plants, vining plants that drape over the edge of your planter so that you have a kind of a drapery effect around the bottom of the planter for a very nice effect. There's a tremendous amount of information available online, and some of it we might call folk tales or grandma's recipe, or some of these folk stories about how to take care of seed problems and so forth. But I can tell you from experience that at your fingertips is the Arapahoe County Extension Service website. And the number for the Arapahoe County website is 303-730-1920. There are master gardeners on staff there who will respond to voicemail questions. You can also send us an email at mastergardener@arapahoegov.com and pose questions to our staff. And again, they will be happy to address your questions. The Colorado State University Extension Service has a website that contains entire encyclopedias of information about horticulture, growing methods, plants that do well, all kinds of problems you may have with your yard, whether it's insects or weeds or diseases. And we're here to help you become successful gardeners and backyard enthusiasts.